Welcome back to O Sports on O Radio with Gio, Matt, and AJ.
How's it going,
What's up, guys?
everyone?
Thursday night matchup: Jaguars versus Jets. I got the Jags.
I have Jags.
I have Jags as well.
All right, Jaguars obviously coming off a fantastic whooping of the Cowboys.
Yep.
It was great to see.
As a Giants fan, it's great to see the Cowboys
fantastic.
Cowboys. What happened?
What happened? So definitely they're playing some high quality football here today. Definitely I see the Jags winning this matchup. The Jets are kind of on their back foot. There were playoff aspirations. They're still 7-7, right? They have a chance to make their record positive. I think they need the wins. I think the Jets are in an interesting spot.
Well, I don't think they have the chance to make the playoffs anymore. So
Yeah.
really just fighting not to be last.
If they win this, they can make the playoffs. I think it's a fair chance. If they beat the Jaguars and they jump maybe a spot or two over one of the other guys.
I don't see it happening.
Hey, well, Jags, all they need to do is just be the best AFC South.
True.
So
Not hard to do.
Yeah, it's not insane. Monday night news, the Packers top the Rams. The Rams are now ineligible to make the playoffs.
That's crazy. That's a Super Bowl team right there.
That was a Super Bowl team. But listen, Gio was telling us last episode.
I said it.
He did say
I said
Called it, yeah.
it wasn't going to be a high game, but it was going to be a great game.
it was
You
great.
know, Christian Watson did not. He disappointed. I'm gonna be honest. He disappointed, but I still got a chance this week in fantasy.
I do not. I have no quarterback.
You picked up.
He has no one,
You have
I
no
have
one.
Daniel Jones.
He has Daniel Jones.
bro. You want Jay Urbo?
Daniel Jones.
I'll
Please.
drop him for you.
I might need to make a trade. 'Cause
I
Daniel
mean-
Jones against the Vikings. I have no clue how that matchup's gonna
I don't
go.
think we can trade, but if you drop him, I'll drop. If you drop someone, I'll drop someone. For
I
you.
bet.
Look at this. Fantasy deals over the podcast. It's beautiful. All right. We love to see how business works.
All right, well, let's go into gym sports rankings. I think
Gym
we
sports.
talked about it earlier.
We
Yeah,
did.
last
we,
podcast
we
we
had
brought
to,
it up a little
we had
bit,
to
yeah.
bring it back. We don't have enough time last time, but we're here
This is
today.
a heavily debated topic around these three people right here.
I'm
Absolutely.
gonna be honest. Gladiator ball is definitely. It might not be the best, but
I
it's
think it's
definitely
up there.
Oh,
I
it's
think
up
it's up
there.
there. Are you
It's
kidding
up
me?
there.
It's a
You
two
get-
spot. It's a two spot.
A two spot.
So
What's the one
handball
spot?
handball is the one.
Thank
and
you.
You know,
Thank
See,
you.
but here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say. Like handball, like it's a fantastic sport, team sport, whatever. But like gladiator
but
gladiator
handball
ball
has
is like,
a physicality
but
though.
gladiator ball is like dodgeball, but better.
Don't know.
There are walls.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
get to like set up a
But you're-
fort
Yeah.
essentially.
But you're on damn you're on
Yeah,
your
gladiator
pause.
balls.
You're on your knees.
Yeah.
You're on your knees. Pause. But like handball has the physical. Like you can be physical if you're playing against someone that's also physical. You guys can be
Semi-physical, yeah.
physical.
I would
and-
just like to put this out there. I shred in handball.
Handball.
Yeah,
I got
handball is
called
so
the
fun.
spider monkey.
Unbelievable.
I jump high and far. I
Man,
abuse those
putting
three
those-
steps.
I'm putting those shots top corners all the time. Yeah.
Top corner. I go straight down the middle.
6'1" strides, just 3 steps all the way across the court.
They had me play goalie for a minute. One
Horrible.
shot in. Not one
Horrible.
shot in.
I mean, I
Fantastic
can't play goalie,
decision.
but
Goalie's the worst to play. in
you try and
handball.
throw. You can't really throw it.
No,
far
but
past
as a
me.
goalie, like there are no rules. You could just leave the crease. It
True.
doesn't
It's
matter.
true.
So
True.
you just leave. I just went up to like half field and just would chuck it.
The
You-
thing is, I like handball because like it's not. It's a rule. It's rule based, but you can get around the rules pretty easily. You know.
Yeah.
Like-
Gladiator ball is really fun though.
Gladiator ball is the all right. I think handball takes it.
Handball takes it by a little bit.
By
a
an
little bit.
inch.
Like dodgeball. followed
Dodgeball
by-
is very fun.
or gladiator balls. I want to say followed by dodgeball. Like I feel like they go
Do you guys
together.
remember Gaga ball?
Yo,
Gaga's
That's
fantastic.
fun.
Gaga's a lot of fun. I played Gaga recently.
Really?
Yeah, there's Ryder Park has a Gaga pit.
Oh,
no
they do.
way.
Yeah,
Where?
in Ryder. It's like right up by the playground.
I think
Oh.
Claremont has one too. Now
I don't think
outside. Outside. Yeah, I
didn't
think they
hear
do.
I don't think they.
That's
I don't
sick.
think they do.
No, I think they do. I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
Let's go
They
and,
do, yeah.
and let's go and organize a 3rd grade Gaga.
That would be awesome, by the way.
honestly, I think we should just like go to the gym, put up some walls. You know, we probably can do that.
Gaga's a lot of fun. Like man,
as
if you
simple as it was, it
if
was
you
so
didn't
fun.
have like bruised up knuckles after
Oh,
a game
you
of
weren't
Gaga,
playing it
you
right.
weren't doing it right.
You got bruised knuckles. I just got like a red palm. Like
Oh, you were smacking.
you were
you were
smacking.
smacking.
I was
Oh,
on the-
see, I was a
close fist.
puncher.
I
Yeah,
used
I
to
was
close
punching.
fist.
it.
I smacked it. Like surprisingly, I didn't get that many people out, but I was always one of the last ones.
Surprisingly,
Yeah, because like, hey, you had when it got to the last few. I just like at the beginning. I didn't do much. I just made sure I was in the last few. But towards the end, that's why I started.
Yo, I was on the wall. I was.
Oh, you were
jumping off
those.
the
You were
wall.
those people.
Oh no! Like I'd be in the middle, right?
Oh, you
And
were
when
in
the
the-
ball
oh,
is
you're
coming
crazy.
around. You jump up on the walls, right?
No, I was
That's
definitely
your
the
feet.
kid that smacked the ball out of the pit 100% of the time. I went up, saw the ball, boom, right out the pit. Nope,
Right out
I got
the
out
pit.
so many times, but it was so much fun.
Hey, sometimes it's about the win. It's about the enjoyment.
Exactly. it's
Gaga
about
is a
the
lot of
experience.
fun, man. The greatest part of Gaga is when
It's
you
one on
throw
one.
you throw two balls inside,
my
and now
gosh,
it's just everyone's gone.
It's just a mess.
I
in
want to
there,
argue
though.
with that one. The best moment is one on one. Like you have the gym class cheer. Yeah,
Oh,
like,
it's a battle.
you're half,
Yo,
half
you're
the
like
cheers
you're
singing
like
for you,
no,
the
you're
other
like
half's
it's like
cheering
it's
for the
like
other guy.
one of those old like Western movies. The
Yeah, it's
stand
like
up.
standoff, yeah.
Like, you know, like-
whoa, whoa.
you know, you have like the two balls. You know, you got one. You know, one person has one, the other one has the other. And it's just like you have to like, oh my, and you don't know which one's gonna move first. So you guys just stand there. and you have the gym class goes quiet. You know, like crickets.
Oh, there's nothing worse than losing that matchup, though.
We probably have that. And then actually, you know, everyone's jumping in, trying to get back in. You know.
Oh my god, it's so much fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, thinking about that, that might be one of my favorites actually.
Here,
Who's
let me
got-
add something to the table that I think we're overlooking.
All right.
Capture the flag.
Oh
Yo,
my gosh,
I honestly,
that is so fun.
I have a love-hate relationship with it.
I do
Capture
too.
the flag.
Because being one of the faster kids, everyone's like,
Oh,
my gosh.
everyone is on you.
They're
You're
like-
getting double teamed the whole game.
You got double team? I got like quadruple.
Yes.
I have like the whole
At
team on me.
least. Well, we're always on the same team, so
Yeah.
you know
Bro,
they only have so many guys to put on us.
thing is, they just like honestly, I think I was a decoy for you like every
Yeah.
time because they'd be like, Gio. I'm like, dang, I guess I'm not getting it this time. Like you just see me do like a full lap, get behind the defense, and just like I couldn't get into the circle because they
When
just
was the
crowded.
best year for gym sports? Like, was it like
8th grade.
elementary, 8th grade, so
Eighth
middle
grade?
school?
I don't. Was it 8th grade?
Yeah, I mean like before COVID, 8th
Yeah, because
grade.
we didn't really have a full 8th grade.
Well, like
Yeah.
middle school gym was always the best.
Middle
'cause,
school
like,
gym was always the
you
best.
had
Middle school
multiple
gym was
things going
fun.
on, and like you could like
because
switch
you
between gym
had
classes.
people that tried.
Also,
Yeah.
also capture the flag on the football field. Oh my god, like the full.
Yeah,
the
it's so
full-
much
full
fun.
football
It's so
field.
like
much
you're
fun.
I'm looking at it
incredible.
like because like as a football, I'm looking at it feel like okay, up and down, no left to right type of thing.
Yeah.
Now, did I listen to my coach when he said north south, not east west? No, I didn't.
No, of course
But
not.
it went well, so I think it was worth it. You know, I'm sorry, Gentile.
No, but capture the flag, fantastic. And you reminded me of it because you said everyone's trying to jump back in. Jailbreaks
Oh my
are
god,
wild.
that's so much
Because
fun.
you've got
It's
like
so much fun.
two
you've got like
people-
20 people stacked up on the jail, and then the gym teacher's just like jailbreak, and everyone's
There's running at-
And you feel bad for the kids that, like on the other side trying to get
Yeah.
the flag, and they're like, oh, no, and it's just like what?
It's really the worst feeling for those kids.
No, but capture the flag is so much fun. Nothing, I don't think anything in gym beats the feeling of you running with the flag over
you're
your
over
head,
it,
and you're
yeah.
gonna hit the line, and you're like, you know, you won the game, and it's so much
But
fun.
the thing is, I think there's a better feeling tagging the person just before they get across that line.
Oh, true.
Because they're like,
yeah.
they're like, oh yeah. I
Sometimes
got
you
it.
gotta sell out for that, though. You gotta
Yeah.
Superman yourself.
You Superman. I mean,
I
was
wasn't listen.
If
I
you
was
weren't
not
Superman,
a
then
fast
you weren't
kid.
playing the game right.
I was not a fast kid.
I can count, or I can't count on my hand how many times I've slid in to grab the flag and then ran
Yeah,
back
like,
out.
I slid in to grab the flag. I
I
never
was
Yeah.
a
dove to get
ninja
the
man.
tag.
I ran across the line because you know how they do. They pick one person and they just follow them around the line. right?
Yeah.
So
So annoying.
one of them gave me 5 feet of space. That's all I needed. I ran up.
Come
right.
on.
I heard their hand comes like swing around to tag me. I slid under that, got back up, and
No
kept running.
way.
That's awesome.
I put some ninja.
Hey, I mean, I feel like the best moment it was like when you slide in and you have like 5 people around you and you're like, okay, what do I do now? And then your teammate comes in out of nowhere.
Yes, because you'll be in the circle with the flag, right? Is that
I-
what you're talking about? And then
Yeah.
everyone's just
Yeah,
around you and
everyone's
you can't
surrounding you.
leave.
Yeah, and you got like the flag.
The
thing.
greatest.
yeah,
the
you
great-
got
and then
the
you
sneaky
got
hidden
like
flag
2 of your
trick.
friends, and you just start running, bro. But the best is when you could throw the flag, and you just see your friend all the way in the
Yeah.
back, and you'd step out the circle for like 2 seconds and just bomb
Oh,
it.
you gotta turn into a
Exactly.
D1 receiver when you see
Bro,
that ball
not
in
do
the
it. You
air.
turn into you have a D1 quarterback thrown into a D. Like
Yeah.
a
If
If you
NFL
drop,
receiver.
if you
Oh,
drop
if you
the
drop it, oh
flag
my gosh.
while you are while it's being thrown to you, sold.
I
sold.
But
those
if you
people-
catch it, you're the hero.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, no, of
those people
course.
that drop the flag, I can't say I hate them, but
You're the main character once you catch it.
yeah, I'm like,
Exactly.
I'm like, you just missed an opportunity of a lifetime right there. You know.
Yeah, no.
Not a lot of people are throwing the flag like that.
I think we just spent like 5 minutes talking about
I
how to
think
catch the
so.
flag.
Well,
All right,
because it's a fun game.
it is ultimate frisbee.
Oh,
It's not. It's to be honest, it's not.
Uh,
it's fun,
so-
but it's not like that.
I like it. I do
like
like
it.
it.
I like
but
it. No,
would
it's fun.
not
I
put
played
it-
a lot of it at
all the
camp,
way up
so
there.
I got like
Oh, okay,
pretty
pretty
good at it.
it,
But
yeah.
like,
It
I
wasn't
don't-
like anything
We
crazy.
all know that one kid that's just way too good at throwing the frisbee.
Who
And can just
were-
throw
Where
it
do you have
all
the
the way
time
down
for
the
that?
field.
Like,
I
don't
Right?
never
understand.
saw like the kid's just like, all right, like he's just standing there out of nowhere. Next thing you know, like, okay, what's happening next?
I would just
Winds
like,
up,
I would
goes
just
in.
like everyone listening to you. Gio is standing,
Standing
up.
up, yeah, he got
in the
out of his
studio
seat
right
to
now.
explain this.
Like he's just standing there. He's like, okay. And you just look back, like, oh, I'm out of, like, I'm too far. Like, there's no way he's throwing it to me. Next thing you just see a perfect
Launches
pass
it. Perfect
going
pass.
Beautiful.
over
Perfect
your head,
pass,
and you're like,
yes.
oh, you have to try and catch it.
Dimes. It's
It's
ridiculous.
what happens.
Yeah, see, I just fling the frisbee and,
Yeah.
and someone chases after it. I'm
Yeah.
not
There's
that
always
good.
a kid that throws it super well and the one that just throws it straight to the floor.
And then you have the guy that just chases it no matter, like, he could be
He's
overthrown
like a dog.
15
He's
five.
just running after the frisbee.
I feel like I was that kid. Like, you could never overthrow me unless I just was tired.
And then there's always those people that are doing like 2-yard passes, just throwing the frisbee
Back and forth. You
Oh my
running back and
gosh.
forth.
I hate those.
That was so funny.
So-
We do that in handball too.
Yeah.
On the top
Well, in
of-
handball, you kind of need to.
Yeah, because, like, you can't really
to
take
get
it.
it intercepted. Oh my god.
It depends on
there's no
who's
worse
on your team. Like, if you can just trust someone to throw it up to, then yeah, you can make a deep pass here and there. But
Mhm.
talking about 2-yard passes on middle school football.
Middle school
Middle
football,
school
man.
football. See, but that I don't know if that's a gym sport.
It's not a gym
We
sport,
did
but
that
like,
at
it's just
recess though.
for-
honorable mention. Let's just put it there. You know,
Honorable
Honorable
mention.
mention. All right.
I mean,
we
of
had the
course,
best
always.
duo right here. We call it the black and white cookie.
All right. Kickball.
Kickball. I think it's
Ti-
more of a recess sport.
It's more,
in
but
my
we did it
opinion.
in gym.
I
We
think
did,
it's
do
in
it
gym.
in
We
gym.
did
Three
it in gym.
spot.
The
No,
three
The
spot.
3-spot.
Handball,
Handball, gladiator,
Gladiator,
dodgeball. Yeah.
and then kickball.
Kickball.
And,
Okay.
Gaga ball goes like
It's
right
not
under
bad
it.
actually. It's
I
not a
love
bad list.
kickball is so much fun. See,
I hate playing with the soccer players,
I'm
because they just send it
bro. Because like they do those lightest shot, like 1, 2, boom, you're
and
like,
it just
back.
flies.
You're just
Yeah,
like,
no.
okay. Also, I'm okay. So I'm weird. I write. I'm a righty, right?
Yeah, but you kick
But I
lefty.
kick left.
Why?
Because
I don't
it makes
know.
sense. It makes
It's
sense.
just
'Cause
how
they put all
I-
the
it's
good
just-
people in like right field.
No.
Or left field.
So
It's
I would
left
just-
field to the
Yeah, it's
kicker.
left field.
I would
yeah.
sink it to right field, and no one could catch it because
But you're a left. But you kicked it. You
I
kicked
kicked it
lefty,
with
so
my
when it
left
goes like
foot.
to your right.
yeah. So I'd sink it to right field.
AJ was a kid that they were like, back up, back up.
That
There's
was
the
a
best
great-
feeling
that's the
ever.
greatest
greatest
feeling.
when they tell you to back up and then you just kick it.
Or when
I
they
think-
come.
way softer than
I
they
think
think.
the,
you are.
the greatest feeling in kickball is when someone on the other team has got the leg of like Zeus and boots that thing, and you're in the outfield and
You
you
run
make
and
the
catch it?
greatest catch of all time.
That's a great feeling.
Unbeatable.
Catching a
Unbeatable.
kickball just it feels good.
It hurts.
It
does-
hurts. It
It
definitely
Wait,
does hurt
how'd y'all
sometimes.
catch it? Because I'm gonna be honest, like with the leg is
You catch it with your body.
It depends. If it's up high, I have to go up with my hands. But if it's
Yeah.
like coming down, I'm like, okay, I'll catch it with my body.
I'll catch it with my body. I try because then you can like recover somewhat.
What are your like 3 greatest handball plays? Like, what are your 3 greatest handball plays?
the
right now?
greatest handball
like
plays?
that you made that you made.
I mean, I jumped up through behind my back and made it once. So that was pretty.
Damn.
Damn.
I
Had
did
to
a
do it.
few. I did a few diving across the crease shots. Those are
Oh,
always
I
fun.
love those.
Those.
My favorite though is when you fake out the goalie.
Mhm.
You got him going one way and just fling it to the other side.
I think I have like a few favorites, but I think one of my favorite ones is when a kid kicks it. I'm behind second base, just camping out there.
That's kickball.
Yeah, it's kickball.
You
It's
say
a
handball.
So kicks it right over my head. I'm like, oh my gosh! I had to turn into a receiver real quick. I had to
Turn into
run.
Odell Beckham.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't do that. I had to just run full speed, looking back, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
and I had like my teammate. I'm like, oh Lord, this is gonna go good.
You be yelling. I
Yeah,
got
dude.
it. I got it.
I did it. Yeah, I got it. That's why he kept coming. I was like, yeah, oh never mind.
Into each other.
I caught it.
So,
And we'll be back with an exclusive interview with me and Adrian. And welcome back to O Sports. Sadly, we're missing Matt and AJ, but we have Adrian from the soccer team.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
No, I was wondering if you want to talk about just how the soccer team's doing. What happened last year?
I think we started out kind of like slow. We had a really good team with a whole bunch of girls who have a lot of talent, and at first we kind of just didn't know how to put that together. So it was just a rough start, but then once we started playing our league games, we started like connecting and getting together, and our talent started to like really show, and we made it pretty far. We got to this first round of sectionals and obviously lost.
Yeah.
with the,
At least you made it.
you know, yeah, and like the football team. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, it happens.
But yeah, it was an unfortunate loss. Like we could have prevented that from happening, but we knew as a team that the one thing we couldn't do, like, let I don't even know how to say it. Like we can't let the
Yeah,
other
control.
team get a penalty kick or a free kick like that near our goalie, because every time that happens, we get scored on. And obviously, it was a mistake. It wasn't like intended to like get a call, but we should have played a little smarter.
Hey, I mean, it happens. You know, obviously, just bad luck that day, huh?
Yeah, this bad luck.
So, what do you think? Like, how do you think you did as like a player
That game, or just like
in
this-
general? You could do that game too if you want.
Okay. I'll start out with that game because we're on that topic, and then I could get into the season. But with that game, I don't think I played my best, so I kind of feel guilty because I had plenty of shots that just weren't good. But throughout the season, I mean, I had my best season stat wise. I had 15 goals,
Impressive.
three or four assists. So I did really well. So I was just proud of my gameplay throughout the season.
I mean, 15 goals in what, like 20 games or so?
Yeah, 15. I think we had 16 or 18 games.
I mean, I don't think I could do that. So definitely kudos to you.
Thank you.
What do you think? Like, do you think chemistry played a big role in performance towards the end of the season?
Definitely. There was one game we played against White Plains, and we weren't playing very well the first half, and in between the half, Vargas yelled at us and was just like, you have to get everything together, like actually talk on the field, like become a team. And we all kind of just connected in that moment and was just like, we have to do this. Like White Plains is gonna be like our setting stone for sectionals, so if we could work together now and win this game, like we'll be good. And so our chemistry just during that game kind of switched everything because we had conversations, we were talking on the field, like I don't know, it was just really cool to see from going from not talking at all to talking on the field and like just creating chemistry.
Like, another question about the chemistry. Do you think, like, since you had like freshmen on the team and seniors, do you think it was like a little nerve-wracking for the freshmen to have to like really worry about playing up to the seniors' standards?
I mean, I hope we made it like a community where you didn't have to feel scared and like compare yourself with the seniors if you were a freshman. But like, am I allowed to name drop in a
Like,
good way?
first name.
First name, okay. So there's Paige. She was a freshman. She was insane. She was really good, and I felt like she played even with the seniors and like the juniors. She was best friends with the junior on the team, so it was just like I feel like sorry.
Yes, sir.
I feel like being a freshman on a team doesn't really matter because like
It's supposed to be like a family.
It's a family. We were all very close. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Everybody was just connected. Like you didn't have to be scared of a upperclassman. I know, like when I first joined the team in 7th grade, I was frightened because
Wait, 7th grade?
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. So like now I think it's evolved just because like when I joined it, I was scared of the seniors. The seniors didn't want me there. They were like, "Why is a 7th grader on the team?" But now, if we had a 7th grader on the team, I think we'd be supportive and we'd cheer them on all the time. And I feel like that's just like the community we are now.
That's just dope, you know. I never really like 7th grade as a varsity. It's- I've never heard of it. Maybe only like one other person's done it. So that's definitely impressive as it is.
Yeah.
Playoffs, like, what do you think is in store for next season?
Well, we're losing our 2 center backs for our defense. So I think that we're just going to have to rebuild our defense. I think our offense is fine, like our midfield and our strikers, obviously. We're still intact, and I think we're going to do really well offensively next year. This year was kind of a rebuilding season too, because last year we lost our entire defense. So I feel like next year we'll start off strong because we have a lot of offense, but I don't know how we're going to do defensively, but we'll figure that out. But we also we're losing our senior goalie, but our sophomore, she's a sophomore. I don't know if she's a sophomore or freshman this year, but Lindsay, she's really good. So I think that now with 1 year under her belt on varsity, like next year she'll do really well in goal.
I mean, I always wonder, like, especially, you know, being on varsity, having to lose people, especially seniors, you know, probably playing the sport for like all 4 years of high school, probably even as a middle schooler, you know. It's definitely interesting because losing, like, last year we lost Vinny.
Yeah.
You know, we're just wondering, like, how do we gonna replace that, like, that type
Yeah.
of leader? And it's like, you know, next, you know, hopefully and thankfully Nick and Justin stepped up, which really helped us get through.
Yeah.
But, you know,
It's just like weird once you lose someone like so important to the team. And it's just like who's gonna fill that role now. So I think that next year, hopefully, we'll see new talent. We had a lot of new talent this year, but we'll see who just steps into the captain's role, who makes an appearance on the field. Like, I don't know.
do you think that could be you, you know?
I would hope so. I mean, I've been on the team for a while, so I mean, I wouldn't mind being a captain. I think I have the vocal abilities to be a captain.
Knowing you definitely do.
Yeah, but I won't comment much on that because that might make other people mad.
So let's just kind of like move a little bit from like your team to like you more specifically. What do you think makes you the athlete you are?
I love competition, and I don't know if this is kind of selfish, but I like being the best at everything, which is kind of like narcissistic, but I don't feel like I do well unless I'm this is so bad. I feel like I don't do well unless I'm better or doing better than someone else. I don't know why. It's just like the competition in me. So I feel like I do my best when I'm competing, like in the game. Like I'm not really a practice player. Like you
Yeah.
can tell. Like I'm gonna admit I don't have the best soccer skills. I don't have the best hockey skills. But on the field, when I'm competing, or on the ice when I'm competing, you see a different player because I'm just like in my moment. I don't even know how to explain.
They're just like
it.
in the zone.
And I'm
you
in
know?
the zone. Like I don't even know. I just feel like competition is what makes me who I am as a player.
You know, like I like how you like competition, and you say you're not a practice player. I feel like that's hard to like resonate with some people, you know,
Yeah.
because like there are people that like, do crazy well in practice, and then when it comes to game time, I'm thinking it's
Yeah.
like,
They freak out.
yeah,
And I mean, I do have games like that. Sometimes in practice I'll do really well, and then I'll have games where I freak out or I get anxious and stuff. But I feel like, you know, the adrenaline rush during the game.
Yeah.
Like I don't get that during practice, and I don't just make decisions on the fly in practice. In practice, I'm overthinking the next step I'm gonna make. I'm overthinking my shot. Like I mean, I overthink a lot in sports in general. So for games, that's just like a time where I don't think and I just do.
yeah.
So
You know, definitely. What do you think, like, the correlation of practice and games? You know, I feel like everyone says, oh, why do you need to practice so much, you know, if
Yeah.
you already know what you're doing? Like, do you think practice, like, is necessary, or do you think, you know, maybe you could ease up on it a little bit?
well, obviously you need practice to get better.
True.
But I think that too much practice is not good for an athlete. Which, I mean, obviously, if you want to get better, you need to practice. But there needs to be a day where an athlete needs to rest and kind of just rebuild, work out if you want, like watch TV. Just I feel like athletes' entire lives are sports, and obviously outside of school, and practice can consume a lot of their time. So they just need some time to rest.
Yeah. Like, this is more like practice. Like, for me, practice is just one of those times where it's like, you're more just having fun with your team rather than a game where, like, you're having fun, but it's
Yeah.
more like you're having more fun because, like, you're being competitive, the adrenaline's
Yeah.
pumping and stuff like that. Do you think without the adrenaline rush, do you think that it could still be entertaining for you or no?
The game or practice?
The game.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I like seeing, I don't know. I analyze everything in a game in my sports is so I like watching the game and seeing what needs to be worked on and what needs to be fixed. And obviously that might not be fun analyzing, but I have fun just playing. I have fun seeing what the team needs to build. Like I like seeing the better for our team, and if maybe I'm not having a good game and I don't get that adrenaline rush, I'm still having fun because I'm seeing what's going to be worked on.
So you're like one of those player coaches, you know, like you are a player, but you have the mindset of a coach. Like you're always thinking, what can I do? What can the team do to get better?
Yeah, I guess. And it may not seem like that because I don't know. It may not seem like that, but I always look forward to seeing like the building of a team and where it might go. So yeah, I guess you could call me like a player coach. Yeah.
Do you see yourself as like a leader? Like, are you more like do you see yourself as a natural leader? Like you just came out like,
Mr. Ninos. Yeah, I think I'm a natural leader ever since I was younger. Like even with the group projects in class, I'd always be like, "Okay, let's do this." Like I would just start to lead automatically, and I guess that was just kind of the way I was raised. Like I'm a very independent person, so I just feel like with that, leadership skills just come very naturally to me. And I don't know, I like being in charge. Yeah.
hey, from group projects to on the field, you know,
Yeah.
you're a vocal one. I mean, I'd imagine you're a vocal one. You like you
Yeah.
come off as a little shy, but I feel like when you're comfortable around people, like the
Yeah.
team, whether it's hockey or soccer, you know, it's like, hey,
Yeah. And like I know my place. I know when to not talk because I know people get annoyed by someone who like
constantly just goes
constantly,
on.
yeah, and it's just like do this, do that. Like I know my place. I know when to not talk, but when there is a role to be filled where I could be a leader, I usually take that position.
What made you like? I don't want to say fall in love. Like, what made you like the sports you play?
Well, soccer was kind of forced into that, so I don't really know when I fell in love with it. Um, but I guess I could say like ASO. I realized I was good at soccer, so I guess I was just like, oh, I might have a potential. Like, I could go to college for this, and I think the people I played with, like, I, I met my best friend through soccer. Well, our families were close before, but like we got even closer during soccer. So I think just like the people I meet along the way make me love it more than just like for the sport, especially with hockey.
Hockey's more of like the sport I play because I like it.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess I still love hockey. Like I love the sport, but the community, nobody really understands the hockey community because not many people play it. But especially for girls, the community is just like a big family. So it just makes me love the sport even more because it's just like I'm not playing for myself, but I'm playing for my teammates. I'm playing for my coach. I'm playing for like the young girls who wanna be big in hockey, and because they don't get the same opportunities as boys. So I feel
Definitely.
like it's not only just playing for myself, but it's playing for other people.
When you say playing for the people, do you mean like you put yourself in like kind of like the Martin Luther King where he was like the lead voice, or like he was a lead for how he led whatever, like his own. You know what I'm saying?
Like, no, I don't know what you're saying.
Like you see like yourself as like a leader, like you're like the pioneer to what your sport is. You know?
I mean, maybe in the community.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, definitely in the community. I don't really know any other girl hockey players. So, well, I know one, but
Right.
she doesn't do anything with this school. So it's just like I feel like I'm a leeway um for the community to see like a girl hockey player, and it's kind of cool. Like I mean, obviously I'm not getting recognized like the boys do, but my team goes to sectionals. My team goes to states. I don't get recognized for it, but I'm starting something that like will be eventually recognized when more girls in the town probably start playing hockey. I'd hope.
do you think it's unfair? Like, obviously it's unfair, but like, what is like your like? Do you like how unfair do you think it is that you have all these guys like obviously like everywhere you look, especially in like high schools and colleges, you always hear about like the guys football team, the guys basketball team,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. How does that make you feel as like as a woman?
Well, obviously it sucks
Yeah.
because the guys are everybody goes to the boys games, everybody goes to the football games, the boys soccer games. Like obviously it's more fun to watch. I understand that, but some of the girls teams are better than the guys, I'm not going to lie. So it's just like when we don't get that recognition, it's kind of unfair. And like even with like I can't say this. I'm not I was going to say something but I can't say it.
It just like
They just get more things, the guys.
Like-
You guys get more perks. That's all I'm going to say. Because that's not like with the school. It's more with But the guys get more perks. So I feel like it's obviously unfair for the girls. And we're trying to like vocalize it more. And I think the school's doing really well with trying to make it even. Like this year was the first year everybody got like a photo shoot,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty cool. Because me and my sister have been begging to get media day for the girls soccer for like 3 years.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this was kind of like the first year I felt like everybody was included, which I think is good. And I think that we're making more of an effort to make everybody equal, which I'm happy about.
I'm gonna be honest. So the football, like you guys had the posters on the football field, and
Yeah.
that's like the main reason why we got the posters for our home for like our last game.
Really?
Yeah, because like yo, these are so cool.
Yeah, the parents did that actually.
Really?
So like the school doesn't really do the funding. We just kind of like, I mean they do. I don't really know. Don't listen to me if anybody's listening. But what's it called? Yeah, the posters were all the parents for the senior night. So I feel like I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it's still like I still like I still can't get over the fact that like that was just parents.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I think they might look better than like most of ours. Because like we had Nick do it, and obviously he's probably better than like, most parents with a camera. But like
Yeah.
I just find that like amazing how parents, even though like it might not be the school, particularly like parents are making the steps for kids.
Exactly. Yeah, which I appreciate, and I'm glad that the parents are involving themselves because obviously if the school's not gonna do something, I'm glad that the like parents are stepping up, and it just makes like us. Obviously, if our parents are making it, it's fine, but it makes us feel
More appreciated?
Yeah, more appreciated in a way.
Especially because you guys, I'm gonna be honest, I think girls teams are like, yeah, the girls basketball team like what, like 5-10 years ago, like dominant and better than the boys, obviously.
Yeah, the boy they were insane. Ricky, that
Yeah.
team was insane, and that was like the first time I feel like girls sports in Austining was very like popular.
Definitely. You know, I think girls sports like all around, like not just in Austin, like around the world, need more attention. Like the girls US, like the women's US national team.
Yes.
Like I'm be honest,
Yes.
I will watch their game 10 times over before I watch a US men's
Oh
national
my
game.
god, yes. Like, okay, I understand maybe the men's USA team's not good, and obviously there's a lot of other teams to watch, like Argentina, Spain for
Yeah.
the men. But the women's soccer team wins the Women's World Cup they won it like last time.
Yeah.
And they're just good. They're better than the boys. I'm not gonna lie. So it's just like even this year, they finally got past like getting paid the same amount as the men, but they should be getting paid more.
I
Like,
agree.
The,
I mean,
what is US? What is the men doing that? I don't even know. I don't even know. I just think that it's unfair that obviously girls may not bring the same revenue and not get the attention like WNBA. They don't get anything, but like they're still playing a professional sport. Like they should be getting paid
like
a decent amount, not just like what they're getting.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like everyone talks when we go like athletes, and like what makes you, because like you say you're competitive
Yeah.
and stuff, like you're a leader, even though you might not be the most vocal at times, you're still like a presence to be known.
Yeah.
Like, do you like think like if you had an idol, do you think that that's the reason why?
I mean, I don't really look up to anybody in sports, which It might be weird.
I don't think it's weird. I think
I look up to my coach. My coach, I could talk about her for hours. I learned so many life lessons from her. So I guess what I bring into my sport comes from her. So I don't really have like someone like a hockey player or like a soccer player like I idolize and that I kind of copy, because I feel like I learn everything just from my coach.
that's more like an unconventional thing, but I definitely
Yeah.
agree. You know, like coaches, they do like they might not play, but they do more than what players do for some people.
Yeah, and my hockey coach, oh my god, I love her so much. She treats all of us like we're her own children, and she's trying to make us the best possible athletes we could be. So she's focusing on our like mental health. She's trying to she's kind of like using sports psychology throughout our entire season. Like Mr. Ninos, everything that Nino says teaches us in our sports psychology class. She says the same exact things, and it kind of scares me because I'm like, wow, like I'm learning this and you're trying to implement it in our team without nobody else realizes it because they're not taking sports psychology.
Yeah.
But I see what she's trying to do, and I respect her for it, because like all of us are much better athletes and people because of what she's trying to do with us.
That's definitely you know, as a coach, like, as like a player whose coaches don't like do that, it's definitely amazing to hear because you're like,
Mm-hmm.
like especially like, maybe you lose a close game and someone thinks, oh, it's their fault, you know.
Yeah.
And that coach comes over, it's like it's a completely different story
Oh,
at the
you
end of the
know.
day.
She's so big on culture and making everybody feel welcome. And she always says, if you make a mistake, nobody cares on this team. Like nobody cares. We're here to learn. And like I don't know. She amazes me so much. I could talk about her for hours.
I don't know if you can tell, but she's just like smiling so much over this coach. You know,
I'm sending my coach this podcast because she needs to know I love her.
I mean, I wish I had a coach like that. You know, at least now because I used
Yeah.
to. Like, I wish I had a coach that's like that made me like as happy as you are right
Yeah.
now. You know, like obviously, you know, I love my team, I love my coaches. You know, but like I don't think I've ever been like okay, you know, and smiled like and been able to
Yeah.
talk about a coach this passionately before.
Yeah. I mean, I also think it connects because obviously our coaches for our school, they come from our school. My
Yeah.
coach, she's a teacher at Scarsdale, and she's dealing with 20 girls from different schools all over Westchester. So I feel like it's nice to not see a familiar face coaching me, because obviously the connection's deeper then, because I get to see her only during this season and not the entire school year, and I only get limited time with her, where our coaches are our teachers at Ossining.
Luckily, not mine. Because I don't think my coaches want to see me like every day. Because
Yeah.
what do you like? It just feels like coaches sometimes they don't understand you because like they're just more
Yeah.
focused about the sport and like they want to win, you know, keep
Yeah.
their job safe.
You know, my coach, she puts our mental health before our game, because she also thinks that like if we're not in the right mental state to play, we shouldn't be playing at all.
Yeah.
Like she has this thing where it's like the green zone, the red zone, and like the blue zone. If you're in the red zone, she's like, take yourself the red zone's like, you know, angry, upset, like, and she was like, you could just come to me, and if you say, oh my god, I'm on the red zone right now, she'll pull you out the game and she'll let you recollect yourself. But the green zone is like the calm zone, the good zone, the zone that you want to be in.
Like the ready to go zone.
Exactly. And she's like, my goal is to keep you guys in the green zone the entire time. And if you're in the red zone, she's like, I'll pull you out. You could recollect yourself. You could talk to me. We could figure things out. And when you're ready, you could go back in the game. And I feel like that's just like everybody kind of needs to realize that, because when you're in the red zone, you can't play to your best abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like being aware of that is just good.
So I was gonna ask, like the blue zone's like sad. I'm not really.
Yeah, I think it's the blue zone. It's something in the middle. I can't remember, but
That's definitely like an interesting way of thinking about it. You know, usually it's just like, because like football, obviously, when you're mad, it's like just find a guy in a different jersey and just hit him
yeah.
hard as you can.
Yeah. And I mean, with hockey, obviously we could do that,
Yeah.
but she prefers not to, because
I think y'all have more like penalties against that.
yeah, we have more consequences than football.
Yeah, usually Russians like, oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, she's also like a lacrosse coach too, so she uses that with her lacrosse players, and it works, I guess.
Hey, so we've had Adrian on today. Thank you for showing. You know, it's been great having you.
Thank you.
And we're back on O Sports on O Radio with Gio, Matt, and AJ. After our very exclusive interview between Gio and Adrian, thank you guys for listening. Gio, how was it?
It was definitely it was a great time. You know, both varsity athletes can talk about their their careers, air quotes on that one, respectively. You know,
Their profession.
Talking about what it means to be an athlete to their perspective, to our own perspective. So we know about me and Adrian. So what are you guys perspective on the athletes?
Hey, do you want to start it off?
Yeah, all right. So I played a lot of sports, growing up, obviously, and then as a lot of us do, we kind of stick with one. So I played football, I played baseball, I played soccer for a few years, but my main sport, I did taekwondo for a few years. But I stuck with lacrosse. I started lacrosse in 5th grade, and it's carried through this year and hopefully college. I think my experience with it has been a lot of lessons, right? So a lot of character building, right? Everyone's like, sports build character, all this. I think it's actually, there's some truth to that, right?
Definitely.
Your coaches, they build you up, they break you down a lot, they'll build you up again a lot. But I think it's extremely valuable, and it also gives you a perspective of work ethic, and you see one of the greatest opportunities we have now with TV and the internet and stuff like that is we get to watch sports be played on the next level, right? So that's always a learning opportunity for us. So I think it's fantastic, right? One of the greatest things.
I totally agree with you because especially one of the teachers that me and Gio have, Mr. Ninos,
Yeah.
he talks about being an athlete is you representing your school, right?
Yeah.
So when you go out there on the mat, on the field, or wherever you're going, right, that's you representing your school, and you have to carry the weight. I wouldn't say carry the weight. How would you put it, Gio? Because
I'd say, I think it's definitely different because the sports, one's more of a team versus one's more of a solo act.
Solo, yeah. But at the same time,
It's both
at the
pressure.
same time, it's both pressure,
I
right?
feel
Because
you have to carry the kind of
you put on the
for
jersey.
you got
with
the
your
on the
school's
jersey
you
name.
have Austin on your jersey.
like
I
the
got the
Austin's
O
on
on my
your jersey,
singlet.
yup.
You're carrying the weight of the school and your own personal performance
Yeah.
to the field, mat, whatever you are, right?
I feel like it's more of a burden you have, because you want to.
Do you find it burden?
I don't
to
think it's a burden.
be
I think
part
it's a
of the school?
privilege.
it
I think it's a privilege.
I also think it's a privilege.
I think it depends on who it is, if it's just me, I feel because everyone thinks, oh, I'm just this star-studded player, all this, that.
Yo, you just toot your own horn here.
No, I'm being serious. I don't like to call myself the best player on the team. Some people say it to me, so I feel when I hear that, it gives me a burden.
Inflate his ego a little bit.
I feel I have a burden on my back that I have to play good, or I'm just wasting my time out there.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Especially during these big games like homecoming, and just big games that we just need a win and we don't win.
Yeah, it's different for a rec team or something like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
then you're just going out there, you're having fun, you're trying to get better. But when you have Austin on your jersey, single, whatever it may be, that's you having to win for your school and your team and yourself.
Yeah.
I think you play football, right? So that's obviously in high school sports.
Yeah.
The one with the most spectators, right? Wrestling gets some. Basketball, I think, second.
Not really.
Lacrosse, even though the weather's nice, we don't get a lot.
I was there for one. It was
I saw you there for one.
It was fun to
I
watch.
saw you there. You want to know how I saw you there? Because you're the only two people in the stands. So you have a different perspective for it because you're playing in front of a whole student section.
Oh, it's
loud, and there's baby powder and garbage cans are being
Yeah.
thrown. So I think it's a different perspective, right? Because we talk about representing.
Yeah.
You're putting on the Austining, the O, whatever, right? And then you're going out and playing, and you'll see later, oh, the lacrosse team won, oh, the wrestling team won, right? You're playing in real time. There are, I don't even know how many people.
I wouldn't say I say a few, 100.
a few hundred people,
something.
yeah,
Like
watching the
100 or so,
game,
maybe
yeah.
200 max, depending on who's playing.
So how does that translate into a game?
It's pressure, you have that many guys homecoming.
You also have a band. Yeah, you got to deal with music.
Yeah.
The music's not the bad part. I feel that's just a tone deaf type of thing, but the like homecoming having not only our stands packed, but like the away stands,
Yeah.
The
being
away
packed
stands packed. Yeah.
with our people too. I'm like, oh Lord, that's like a lot of pressure because you're like, okay, you have like everyone out here on a Saturday
Mhm.
morning when they
that
could be
was
doing
crazy.
whatever,
Yeah.
and injuries happen, we'd end up losing.
Yeah.
It's like wow,
And not to discredit football because I know like all the pressure you have and stuff, but when like me personally, when I wrestle and you step on the line, it's like a 1v1. It's a standoff. It's
Exactly.
like for me, it's not me wrestling Fox Lane or me wrestling John Jay, right?
It's
It's
you.
me wrestling this
That kid. Yeah.
So it's not like John Jay beat us or Fox Lane beat us. It's like I lost to this guy.
I think there's a little bit of an individual aspect in all of that because you talk as a team, you have to win, but like for a team to win, you have to execute your individual assignments,
definitely.
right? So
That happens
you're a
with
running
football
back.
too, yeah.
You're a
Oh,
running back, so
you
you have to
have-
get past this guy. You need all your O linemen to create that hole,
Or at
right?
least
Stuff like
at
that.
least some of them,
Me for lacrosse as LSM defense, right? I need to make sure that the guy I'm covering doesn't get the
Doesn't,
ball, or if he does, he doesn't have the opportunity to score because lacrosse is a very high scoring game, right? With
Fast-paced.
1 point per shot, like opposed to football with like 7. You still get games up in like the 13, 14 goal
Yeah.
range. So it's like there are a lot of opportunities to score,
I feel like
and you have to prevent that as much as possible.
football, like not a lot of people realize it, but there's more one-on-one opportunities than you think. It's not just the receiver
Well,
versus
yeah, I see
corner.
one-on-ones when people get stiff armed into the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't talk about that. Yonkers, White Plains, kids. But I feel like pressure comes in different ways. Like maybe wrestling, it's more pressure, like because you guys are going like what? You're like it's when matches are starting like sectional states and stuff.
Mhm.
This is when it comes in. Lacrosse, when you guys get to like high scoring games, and it's like okay, we just need one more point and we should be good. I feel like pressure is one of the most interesting parts of sports. Like
And it's also interesting how different people deal with it,
Mm.
or like how you get into the headspace of a game. Like Matt, you wrestle. It's a combat sport,
Yeah.
right? How do you mentally prepare yourself for that?
That's hard because there's different ways, right? So obviously I need to win my individual match to win for the team, but I also want to win to make my like record better, inflate my ego a little
Inflate
bit,
your ego.
right? Because when you beat someone in wrestling, there's no other feeling. When you beat a team in football, like you guys get to celebrate as a team. And obviously when we beat someone in wrestling, we celebrate as a team. But if I win my individual match and we lose as a team, I still won.
yeah.
Like on the day, I still won. Because at the end of the day, wrestling is an individual sport, and you have to play for the team. But to play for the team, you got to play for yourself,
Yeah.
and it's hard. Because in
makes sense.
football, you could come back from a deficit like 2 scores down or whatever. Wrestling is harder than that. I feel like, right? Because you do jiu-jitsu, right?
MMA.
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 Okay. So when you get like put to your back or something like that, it's literally life or death. If you don't get up, you're losing.
It depends because MMA, you can do more from your back than wrestling.
That's true.
Like personally, I used to like being, in the mountain, being on top. Pause again. But now I prefer being.
That's the second side.
We're about to have a third time. Now I prefer to be on bottom. Pause. Because I feel more. Like, it's weird, dude. Like to like the average person, it's weird to hear like, oh yeah, this that, and like, but in reality, it's part of the sport. Some people like, to be on bottom. Some people like to be on top. There has to be like a better way to say
Yeah.
this. But like personally, I feel more comfortable on my back. That's a better way.
I don't know if it is, but
I
Do you like to get?
no.
I like to say.
I just feel more control because like I feel like I have more control of their body versus if I'm not on my back, they can have more control.
man, we play some weird sports, bro. We play some weird sports.
See, I
No,
have
weird to describe.
Yeah.
So you guys have sports that were described. Lacrosse, man, a lacrosse stick.
Oh yeah.
You got
no.
the butt, the shaft, the
throat,
throat,
the
and
throat
the
and the
head.
head,
So
So we
it's
can't-
fun to talk about.
All right, the one sport we can always talk about without having it weird is shoulder pads, helmets, cleats.
True.
It's just
Fortunate man.
Yeah.
but yeah, like I feel like it's all everyone's perspective is different. Like Matt, you like the double leg. I feel
Yeah.
like all of Austin likes double leg. 'Cause that's what I hear.
Yep. Coach Lorm.
What is it, like double leg special?
Double leg
I
special.
don't know what you guys call it, but you're like a whole like a whole.
The
perspective.
blast double.
Yeah, double like blast.
Whatever.
you know,
It's fine. You don't gotta
like-
get the name right.
That's it's what you, it's, you know, it's like what you guys stick to. I feel like every team is known for something.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Austin for the double leg, lacrosse. I don't really know what for.
We get into a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Lacrosse for fights apparently.
No man, Lords and what else? What was the other team? Lords specifically, and
You want to explain
Dobbs
that?
Ferry. Dobbs Ferry.
Oh, you want to explain that one?
All right, so last year it was Dobbs Ferry. 2 years ago it was Lords. It was fantastic. That was a great game. We almost came back for that one. So Dobbs Ferry, you know, it gets chippy on the lacrosse field because it's like football. It's a contact sport, right? But you've also got, you know,
Sticks.
metal sticks. And mine is great. I play with a long pole. I'll give that one to myself. So there's a lot of opportunity to get hurt, and then when you get hurt, you get pissed off, right? So it's
Yeah.
a very chippy game, like hockey, except for there are no boards that you throw someone into. So Dobbs Ferry, you know, it just got a little chippy. There were some checks that definitely were not for the play. Lords was my favorite because there were 3 separate times
Oh my god.
in which a fight almost happened. The first time there was a check. One of our guys got pushed out of bounds, and it was clearly like a play over, right? And then one of our other players comes and whacks the other kid, right? So that was almost fun. That was right in front of both sidelines.
Really?
So we almost got
yeah,
onto
'cause
the
you guys-
field, and we're yelling back and forth, right?
You guys share the same sideline, right?
The sidelines are on the same. Yeah, they're on the same side of the field.
I don't think I don't do that for football. Like there'd be a
Same
fight.
side, right? So we're all yelling at each other. There was another point later on in the game. I can't remember exactly what happened, right? But we were down by the end of that game, and we almost came back. We scored like 4 or 5 goals.
Unanswered.
One was answered, right? But it was like a 2-goal game. And it was like 15 seconds left, right? The game ends. They won, right? I'm over on the defensive side of the field. On the offensive side of the field, I see one of our attackmen go down, and I see players running to that side of the field.
Oh, so you
right?
just know what's
And so we're
happening.
just like, you know what? Go. Coach comes onto the field. No, just sit down. I will beat like all of you. You will never see the field again, right? So
It didn't stop y'all, did it?
no, it did. We all sat down. Coach is scary.
Wait, which Coach Tom?
Hallinan.
Oh,
Hallinan.
I'm thinking like I don't know if he's that scared. Oh, I mean maybe it's different for football
it's
because
different.
football
It's different.
football he's definitely more relaxed. You know, like he's more like like all right.
Because he's not head coach, right?
No, he's not.
Exactly.
But like I think
Lacrosse is Hallinan sport. He was
Yeah.
like he was an all-American defender. Like that's his
That's-
element. Right?
I'm like I remember one of my favorite. This is one of my probably favorite moments in the game where I'm on the sideline. Scarsdale, I think. Yeah, Scarsdale, and I'm so like I'm mad. I'm pissed. I don't know if I can say this, but I'm pissed in a way. You know, can I say that?
I think
Sure.
so. Sure.
You
What
know,
looks
like,
like.
I'm
I said it
pissed
last
off,
time.
and I'm looking at and like because my coach is calling inside run plays. We're getting nothing,
Nowhere.
and I'm looking like we give me one outside. I get like 5 yards. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm probably gonna go back to this. You know, maybe the other way. You know, nah, we just go back to the inside. I go over to Coach Howell, and he's like. It's funny how it's nonchalant he answered me. He was like, you know, yeah, gotta go. You know, like, gotta start the outside run. And I'm so mad because this is our 3rd drive of like a 3 and out. And I think he could tell, but he was so nonchalant. I couldn't really be mad. I was just like, I can't laugh right now. 'Cause we're down by like 14, but you know, it was kind of funny.
It's kind of funny, yeah.
Man, the times like that in sports are the greatest. Like
Times
you
to live
don't
for,
you
yeah.
don't forget those. Like, it's
you're
so
so
much fun. You
mad.
have such a high adrenaline. Like,
But and there's that one guy that's just like, yeah,
yeah,
what it
it's
is.
whatever.